be Jeps Cross in the State Hockey Centre for Game 2 of the night, the women's game between Seacliff and Adelaide University. And I'm joined by Michaela Spanner, who is out injured tonight. You got an injury with your back. How long are you going to be out for?
I should be back by next week. I've had 2 weeks off and it feels good. I had a bit of a hit out this morning, only stationary skills, but I felt good after that.
So you 10 goals already this season, or 20 goals this season? 20 goals this season in 11 games, so almost 2 goals a game. And you've given the opposition a bit of time to catch up with a couple of games off, but phenomenal scoring rate, and I'm assuming that partly has led to you being selected for the women's development squad. You'll be going over to Japan. Yeah,
so I'm going to Japan, so not sure if that influenced it, but yeah, I had a bit of an involvement with the Junior World Cup, went away with that, so there's a bit of selection from that and a little bit of everything else that I've done along the last year, so yeah.
When we finish this one, make sure that I get your autograph, because I'm sure you'll be making your way to Japan again very soon.
That's the goal.
We will just take a short step away, and we will we'll go to a very short break, but we'll be back with you just after this short video. Good job.
Is that alright?
See Premier League hockey in real time.
In real time.
In real time.
Good receive there by Simon Weld. And in front of the goal mouth.
Every goal.
Every goal. Every goal.
The ball penetrating run, open circle, 1-2 play.
Every save.
Every save.
James Minton has the opportunity, great save.
Get straight into the circle, off a stick, and well saved by Amy Hammond.
Every tackle.
Every tackle.
Gets the attack into the circle, nice tackle there.
Live.
Right here on Hockey SA.
Right here on Hockey SA.
Runs with pace, into battery 2. Looks for a quick shot, off the back post.
Net 25 here.
Get around it.
Get around it. Get around it.
And we are back at Jeps Cross at the State Hockey Centre. My name is Dave Webb, as always, and I'm joined tonight by Darren Nimke. This is the round 14 of the Premier League competition. PL Fridays live, every goal, every save, every tackle, every PL Friday live at the State Hockey Centre. There is even more hockey to come, as on Wednesday we will see the Hot Shots and the Suns take on the 21 side. It is Olympics Day today. We just spoke to probably a future Olympian in Michaela Spanner. Struggling with a back injury, she should be back next week. And make sure you have a look on all the social media for the Live, Love, Play Hockey campaign. So we are getting ready to go on this one, but just, Darren, I know that you are the stats man in hockey in South Australia. So her goal scoring ratio is incredible. 11 games, 20 goals.
Yeah, Nikki's an impressive striker, very pacey and athletic striker. Just her pace and her intensity in the attacking 25 puts a lot of pressure on opposition teams.
But I don't think she's played in all 11 of those games.
No, that's...
So her ratio is going to be over 2 a game.
Her rate is high, yeah, that's right.
Which is incredible, and I'm sure that Barry Sivic will be missing her. Can't wait to have her back, but they are sitting in second place at the moment on the league, as I find my league table. They're sitting in second place behind the, as per usual, at the top of the list, Port Adelaide.
They're a juggernaut, Port.
They certainly are, but if you look at the table, played 12, won 11, lost 1.
I don't think there's that much between Port, Uni and Seacliff at this stage of the year, and tonight's game will be a fierce contest. Really looking forward to seeing the battle of the two midfields and just see which of the two midfields can win tonight and provide that extra opportunity up forward.
Well, this Seacliff side is responsible for that one in the lost column with Port Adelaide, so they've got it in them. They're a couple of points behind, 6 points behind, but they do have a game in hand, so a win tonight will mean they are 3 points back, but they will still have that game in hand. See our first circle entry of the night, but Seacliff will be able to clear it.
And we saw Lucy Holland-Smith there make an intercept in the midfield and use her pace to get forward. And she's part of this athletic uni midfield that we'll look to see. I think the Seacliff versatility. It's interesting to see they've started with Annie Buzzico at the back tonight. Probably just wants to steady the ship early on.
Adelaide Uni will get in there again. Lucy Holland-Smith will find its way out. I think we're likely to see a closer game than the one we've just watched. You see Maddie Spano, Michaela's older sister, I think. We're in the number 21.
Yep, that's Maddie at the back there, getting things organised early.
Mike Redmond watching from Hobart. I think he wants you to use. Is that your catchphrase? Do you use that a lot? Is that?
That might be Bruce McAvaney.
I thought it was. I thought he was more delicious, or does he just hold that for Cyril Rioli?
Thanks, Mike. I'm sure you're having a glass of something down there just to keep yourself warm.
Yeah, it's thrown you under the bus somewhat, but good to have you with us, Mike. Stay warm. I'm sure that Tasmania is fresh at this time of year.
Wouldn't it be?
Goes high. Seacliff barely managed to break out there, but the University will shut it down in midfield. Just couldn't find a uni stick. Kate Holland-Smith. So there's a couple of sisters in this University side, Lucy and Kate Holland-Smith.
Yeah, the two Holland-Smith girls known for their, their pace and their ability to get goals from the midfield or in attack.
Again, we see this structured build-up that we see from the women's game every Friday night. Seacliff, much like the men, happy to just go around the horn and then look to work down the wing. Good challenge out there. It's hard to see. Well, can't see it. It's the silliest thing in the world to say. You can't see how cold it is, but it's a cold night.
You would have considered putting the beanie on tonight, Dave?
Yeah, the beanie doesn't look great on camera, but yes, it's certainly beanie weather. So I expect this one to be a lot. This to be tight. Both teams will know. Hockey players are smart people. They'll know exactly where they are, and just as we talk about that, they play that right the way across. They brought in, but they put themselves under pressure. Probably more pressure than they need to. Seacliff will keep that pressure on. Adelaide have managed to come out eventually.
Yeah, that's Amy Hunt, the Adelaide Uni captain, and on the ball there for Uni. Played Suns last year. And she's a real organiser and makes a lot of midfield intercepts. So look for big things from her tonight.
Our umpires tonight. I know we have Shah on this near side. I don't know who the far one is. I know he's by his sight, but I just can't remember his name. Now Uni can start to work, and there's a high forward there. If she gets her head up quick enough, she's just going to work down onto that left-hand side. She'll keep going and get the circle entry. She'll look to pull it back, and there it is. Redmond is there and thereabouts. She wasn't going to let. Redmond did very well covering off on that near post. She did manage to get the pullback. She couldn't get a clean contact on it.
First major threat of the night, and again it was Lucy there breaking the line through the midfield and using her pace.
Again, University, good early pressure, and they'll get the free hit outside the circle, and she'll play to herself and then fire it across, and Deflection was there, unfortunately the wrong side of the post. Adelaide Uni out of the two have started the better. And just that trap wasn't there, and Adelaide Uni can continue that pressure and stay in the 25 of Seacliff. Seacliff looking to break, and again Adelaide Uni, and pressure from Adelaide Uni is very, very good at the moment. Good overhead flick. That's going to find its way through. Seacliff can really start to put a little bit of pressure on. Emily Tercy will work her way in. They'll get the free hit just outside. And Lockie Paul is on the other side. A little Hockey SA elves doing the work in the background. That one is fired across, and University will clear. Seacliff will be able to throw it back in. Just a reminder as well, is the Under-21 Women's Fundraiser on Sunday, July the 2nd is coming up at the Capri Theatre. Ball is going to go dangerous, less going to go behind. No danger to the goal of Penny Redmond. But at the Capri Theatre, you watch a movie, there'll be a mega bake sale and a raffle. Raise funds for the Under-21 women. That one is cut out and it's in the circle, and it's still going to bounce around. There's a runner coming. Couldn't find her, and that will go out for a 16-yard hit. We've seen already that Anastasia Tomeo, she has the overhead flick in her bag of tools, so one way of getting around this Adelaide University press. University again will work their way into the circle. Still bouncing around there, and Seacliff will clear it. Anywhere will do at that point. Pisani just turns inside nicely, and she'll get her head up, and Uni will manage to get it in there, and she'll fire it across, and Redmond will stop it. It'll be a free hit to Seacliff. Seacliff struggling to get out of their own half.
Yeah, Uni has certainly started the stronger, but Seacliff have got a very dangerous attacking group of strikers, and that's why it'll be so important that they're able to break this midfield line of Unis. But at this stage, it's holding pretty firm, isn't it?
Again, University will come away with it. Nothing there, and Seacliff will get the free hit just out on the left-hand wing. It's a good run down that left-hand side. And door is shut finally, just outside the circle. I was going to talk about that when they try the hit and they squeeze it into the turf and it bounces up. It's a lot harder to deal with than the straight hit. A little bit of a chaos ball.
Bit of a chaos ball, that's right. Yeah, they're hard to manage, but yeah, you saw Katie Pisani starting to come back into the midfield to try and find a bit of ball now, and they'll really want her to get into the game and get the ball to her more, because she's one of the really dangerous Seacliff players.
Janelle Pisani, 30-year-old out of Adelaide. Won the AHL in 2011 with the Suns. I think we talked about this last time. Janelle Pisani, if they make it to a grand final, this will be a 6th grand final. She's unfortunately winless when you're playing in a league that contains Port Adelaide. That's a thing. That's a wonderful ball if it breaks, and it is going to break, and just unselfishly threw it across the goal and just couldn't get the stick on there. Redmond had shut down the angle. So just a free hit outside. Who you would suggest with the form that Mickey Spano is in this year, that if someone was going to push Port Adelaide, it could be Adelaide University this year?
Yeah, I think
results go their way.
I think each of the teams matches up differently. Uni have obviously got that pace with Mickey and, the Holland Smiths up forward. But, Seacliff have got a lot of versatility, a lot of strength. And so I think between Port, Seacliff and Uni, I think there's a very evenness about those three teams.
So those three teams will be the ones who are playing for that top 2 spot. And obviously the top 2 spot gives you that double chance in the finals. Whereas the winner of that first final gets a weekend off. Free hit to Adelaide Uni. You could have some discussion as to which is best, whether you want to keep rolling through to the grand final, or whether that week off stalls your momentum, or whether it allows you to reset and refresh. Certainly a conversation that you can have. And Adelaide Uni are working their way. Lucy Holland-Smith is starting to be dangerous down this left wing every time she gets hold of the ball, but Seacliff will get the free hit, be able to reset themselves.
And you spoke about that. I think the double chance is clearly an important thing, and in the context of the season, this is a game where both teams are really playing for that double chance opportunity. So there's a fair bit on the table for both teams tonight.
Both teams, it's an arm wrestle for control of the midfield at the moment. Both teams is going back and forward, but Seacliff will manage to break forward. No messing around at the back there, just get rid of it. And we'll reset and go again.
And that was Ash Morrison on the ball there, a strong player who can play through either the striker line or the midfield line. And if they're struggling to get the ball through to the striker line, I wouldn't be surprised to see Ash play back through the midfield for a bit.
Oh, we'll go all the way across. But interesting thing is, with this weekend, if results go their way, Adelaide University could finish the weekend on top of the table.
Is that right?
They are 1 point behind. A win tonight will see them go ahead of Port Adelaide, but that then is dependent on what Port Adelaide do tomorrow. I think it would be a huge shock if Port Adelaide were to get beaten tomorrow.
I think it would be fair to say that.
The only team that's beaten them in the last 2 years is playing tonight, so. They have reached that part of the season where the conversation isn't just about 1 or 2 teams now, it's the whole shape of the table.
Yeah, and it's, without taking anything, without going away from this game too much, it's a really important round with Forestville and Burnside. Burnside have got themselves back into contention with a draw over Seacliff last week. Northeast, Woodville, if Northeast win that game on, I think it's Sunday, they've got the chance to go up into the top 4. So I think Burnside, Adelaide and Northeast currently are fighting it out for that 4th spot on the table.
Yeah, there was 3 points between them, and even Forestville are around the mark. There's only 6 points back, but they have that all-important game in hand. So throw a blanket over 4-7, really. That one just finds its way outside, and really interesting is the goal scoring chart. Obviously Mickey Spano 20 goals, and then Kate Pisani and Seacliff has scored 14 goals. Courtney Rudd has got 10, so There's goal scoring in the women's game. This is what we expect from 2 versus 3, and can't emphasise enough the importance of this game. So it's going to be a tight one all the way through. Won't start talking too early about the dreaded one-on-ones.
We won't think about that till the second half, but it is going to be a tight game, and I actually think tonight's game, both teams, corners and corner execution will come into the game tonight. I'm sure of it.
Certainly will. You'll want to be. But at the moment, both defences incredibly disciplined as well. I mean, we're over halfway through this first half, and we haven't really seen the threat of a short corner, let alone one given. That one is fired across. Redmond does well just to take it off the stick of the Adelaide player at the back post. Stephanie Herbert is watching in Whyalla. She says she's freezing cold. I think we're winning on that point, Stephanie. That one is fired towards Redmond, and using every year of her experience just to let that one go for the 16-yard hit. But, so Adelaide University still have the red pen, and blue pen hasn't come out much in this one. Shows that Adelaide Uni really are on top in this first half, but they haven't been able to convert that into anything meaningful yet. Lots of circle entries and no real production.
Yeah, that's right, and I think it will be important that they start to look for those outcomes in the circle, and find feet when they get in the circle and start winning a few of these corners.
And now Seacliff will look to break. There is an outlet down into that left-hand corner, just couldn't get enough on the pass, unfortunately, and Adelaide will be able to come away with it. Adelaide University will come away with it again. But that's something, as this game goes on and the more and more pressure that Adelaide University put on Seacliff, the break for Seacliff is going to become more and more of a threat. And that one will go through as well. Look at Jamie Logan, 32-year-old from Alice Springs in the Northern Territory. Competes in triathlon, so she should be okay. Coming from Alice Springs, though, this cold would be a bit annoying, wouldn't it?
You think that might be a factor? Both teams are very athletic girls. Fitness is high in both. And
good control again, and they do have the numbers here, but Pisani did well, but illegally, says our umpire.
Yeah, Janelle used her experience there to break down the play outside the circle. She knows how dangerous her sister can be, and whenever she gets a sniff inside the 25, Katie Pisani is a threat.
Have to forgive me, I was scouring. I knew that there was 2 Pisanis playing tonight, and I was scouring the university team list. Didn't realise they were playing against each other. Could make it for an interesting ride home. That one is fired across, and very, very close. Georgia Lee studied neuroscience at the University of Adelaide.
Yeah, her sister Tess also plays in the striker line for Uni.
And just couldn't be controlled, and that's going to roll harmlessly out of play. Janelle Pisani will come over and take control. Good pressure from Seacliff. Making it difficult for them to find a university stick. Good tackle though, and followed by another good tackle, and now again Seacliff can get their head up and look to break out. Popped up and everybody lost it, but Seacliff will have the free hit.
A couple of really good involvements from Annie Buzzico in the last 5 minutes, just starting to get into the game and pushing further up the pitch.
Seacliff. Whistles, no. 16-yard hit, went out of play at the back, so It's only 3 circle entries so far for the half for Seacliff, and when you're under the pump, as Seacliff are at the moment, you've got to make those circle entries count, haven't you? The old sneak off the interchange played by Nicola Bilton. Find yourself an acres of space, but that's been turned over high, and Seacliff will again get another circle entry, and they look for a shot on goal. They've gone to that baseline, they'll pull it back. Still bouncing around in there, but Adelaide University will be able to clear it. Amy Hunt managing to relieve the pressure.
There's Annie Buzzico again getting involved, but I think in these last 5 minutes we've seen a lot more pressure applied from Seacliff, and I think of the two teams, Uni might be kicking themselves for not making more of their opportunities in the circle with the amount of dominance that they've had.
I think out of the two coaches so far, Barry Sibic will be the happier of the two. Like you said, he'll still have work to do. Matt Morton will be wondering how he fixes this and how he relieves that pressure. Matt Morton, who literally has just walked off the field playing in the men's game. That's another good high tackle. And there is the odd. Seacliff managed to turn it into 3-on-3 and just couldn't get that through. Timers will just go down that right hand line. Pisani, a very strong challenge. She doesn't mess around, does she, Miss Pisani? Mrs. Owen. Timers will go all the way to the back, and they'll build from the back. It's the Seacliff style of play to go back and then find the help, but again they've turned it over. Good challenge in midfield now. Trista Bro saying she would hate to get hit by the ball in the leg, and I think on a cold night tonight it'll be even worse, I think. So that one goes harmlessly wise. Miss Pisani, thank you, Kathy.
That's Katie and Janelle's mum just correcting you there, or setting the record straight.
Thank you, Kathy, and I'm sure that tonight's going to be difficult for you. Which way you barrack? You're just there supporting the hockey. So that one's just fired forward. Good work from the forward line. Hand hasn't gone up. She's just decided she's going to take it on herself, and she'll throw it across. That one's gone out. Long corner. Meg Bourne did well.
Yep, state under 21 player this year, Meg. They'll go away in a few weeks.
Somebody else we see on our... That one goes Seacliff way, but Meg Bourne is somebody else we see on our screens quite regularly. She umpires as well. So we see her out on a Friday night with the whistle.
Yep, she does a good job, Meg, always involved, always smiling.
And moved from Port Adelaide to Seacliff. Now Adelaide Uni again can break, and they have got the overlap on that right hand side, and they will get another circle entry. And there is the first goal of the night, and that's the one that breaks the deadlock. Finally they make a circle entry pay. See if they can get a number of the goal scorer. All very humble, they never liked me to show me the number. That's 36, there she is, Talia Ferguson, midfielder from Port Pirie.
Great
Third
finish,
game back after a 2-year hiatus for studying. There's a master's in HR and an honours in org psych. I don't know what the org means. Organisational psychology.
I think as long as she keeps smashing goals like that, Barry Sibic, her coach, will be happy. But beautiful lead-up play there. Again, Lucy Holland-Smith dished the ball out wide. Tesley, good ball movement and good passing.
Finally they got into the circle, and finally they got something at the end of it. So Barry Sibic will be happier with that. Matt Moulton will have some stuff to work on at half-time. Adelaide Uni showing why they are second in the table at the moment. And thank you for pointing it out, Carlin. We have 100 devices watching us at this point, Darren. We have broken the 100. I think that deserves everyone to just keep pressing that heart button. We'll fill the screen with hearts. Everyone who's watching.
Yeah, it's good to see Carlin watching on from Queensland. Seacliff player from former years, now up in back in her home state of Queensland, where I'm sure it's much warmer.
Sure it is. Cold night here in Adelaide. She plays to herself. Just working into that circle again, and that will go behind for a 16-yard hit. So they're getting into the good spots, but then having to pull back on it.
Yeah, they look up and about the Uni girls tonight, don't they? They're putting lots of pressure on Seacliff when they get the ball and applying that pressure early, which is just forcing some errors from the Seacliff players at the moment.
Saying it's starting to get chilly there, but I don't know what her definition of chilly is. Adelaide University again will look to run again. They've got that overlap on the right hand side. She's done well to keep it in. Get another circle entry. That's a wonderful turn. He's bounced into the middle, and there again Redmond is there and shuts the door. Finally Seacliff can get it clear. Cooper will send it forward. Good control just outside and fired in. Just couldn't get it under control, unfortunately, and it goes harmlessly wide.
A lot of experience out on the pitch between these two teams. Like you spoke of some of the players who've played Green Grand Finals, and you can just see that now. Both teams steadying themselves, organising each other as we get into this last few minutes of the first half.
Let's open the game. Should open the game up. And Adelaide University can't sit on that lead. Again, they work down that right hand side. It's been productive for them, the right hand wing at the moment. Spano will play to herself and again look down this right hand side. She'll just throw it towards the circle. Uni will get another circle entry. Bouncing around in there, and there we have the first short corner of the night. So we'll get our look at what the University girls can do.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. It looks like they've got all of their key players on the pitch, so they'll have a few options. Maddie Spano normally would hit from the top. Amy Hunt also has options around flicking, and they've got deflection options. So with all their players on the pitch at the moment, it looks like they'll have the full array at their disposal of choices.
Kate Holland-Smith is wandering over to do the injection. Looks like a single battery, but there are a number of options all dotted around the circle. Amy Hunt in a position to hit or drag flick. Seacliff in 3-1. And they come to this near side, and there will be a hit, and there is the shot at goal. Redmond again, forced into work, but it's equal. Long corner.
Yeah, good watching by Penny there to make sure that she kept that ball out of danger's way.
It's going to come again to Holland-Smith. Just won't be able to bring it under control. And 16-yard hit to Seacliff. So 5 minutes to go, red time. Uni needs to stay switched on, but Seacliff now can start to launch an attack. Free hit to Seacliff just outside the circle.
Some nice quick ball movement through the middle of the pitch there by Seacliff.
Nice little reverse pass. They managed to get another free hit outside the circle. She's going to play to herself. looking for that circle entry, and they get another free hit outside the circle. Sure it's played in the right place. Well, that's a lovely little ball, and they will get a circle entry, but that's a strong challenge inside the circle. And again, Adelaide University can play their way out of it. And then it'll just anywhere will do.
Yeah, it was well defended there. You know, a couple of really experienced Seacliff players in Buzz and Brookboo Hecker on the ball there, so it was a moment of threat for Uni.
That's cut out again by Amy Hunt. Amy Hunt has worked in that defensive role extremely well tonight. She's freed Holland Smith. We'll come back to Bilton. Bilton will fire it forwards, but it's cut out just outside the circle. Katie Pisani wearing the number 33 has worked very, very hard. She's ploughed a lone furrow at times up there.
Yeah, probably one of Seacliff's most dangerous players, and Matt Morton will be looking for ways to get more ball flow through to her, and Ash Morrison particularly, to give them more chances to get shots on goal in the second half.
They have looked the most dangerous when they've had the opportunity to break. And now Holland Smith will carry again into that circle, and she will look to shoot on goal. She got a stick on it. I think the 36, I think it's Talia Ferguson again. We'll have a look and see whether it was on target. I think she might have nicked one there. I think that might have been on its way in. Holland Smith with a wonderful attempt. Ferguson might have nicked one from her. Oh, and that one goes through, and again Redmond will clear. Another free hit, and we're seeing concerted pressure. Less than 2 minutes for Adelaide to do anything with this pressure.
Yeah, Seacliff will be desperate not to drop one here with just a minute 30 remaining now. It's a really key time of the game for them.
Well, they dodged the bullet. From our angle, it looked like it was definitely on target. So it looks like they've dodged one, and again, Hunt will get to that byline and pull it back, and still bouncing around there. Another shot on goal, and another one not on target. Saw it in a men's game, I think it was last week, where teams had all of the play and couldn't convert. Ended up going down 3-2 in the last minute. Seacliff again, but they've got everyone behind the ball, and Adelaide Uni have got enough players behind this one. For the last minute, turns inside and straight into a University player. Just lift that one over to Spano. Jamie Logan working hard in that midfield. Sani will get a head up, and just very, very nearly sold her short. Lucy Holland Smith was circling like a shark.
Again, both teams desperate there. It was a moment where there could have been a turnover that would have led to an opportunity, but some really desperate opposition play there.
I don't think we're going to see this one start, so that is half time, and Adelaide University leading by that single goal scored by Ferguson. As we would expect from top of the table clash, it's very, very tight at the moment. Adelaide obviously had a lot more of the play, and from Seacliff's point of view, the fact that they've managed to contain them despite the amount of pressure and possession that they've had. But we will step away and we'll have another look at a Live, Love, Play Hockey video. This one's Tom Wycherley, wonderful young man. Apparently he's almost going viral. So we'd like to, anybody who watches this, make sure you share that video. Let's get young Tom going viral. It'll be absolutely fantastic, and we will join you for the second half of very shortly. This broadcast brought to you by Hockey SA and powered by Space Quick Sports.
When I was 5 years old, before that my older sister, who's now 17, was playing for school, and then we decided we were going to join the club, and originally she didn't join, and one of our friends through hockey said, well, you may as well put in myself and my other sister at 5 just in under 9s. She said you may as well just get them in, otherwise they'll just be hanging out with you. So I started in under 9s when I was 5, did 2 years of under 9s, 2 years of under 11s, and then this is my 3rd year of under 14s. My hockey hero would have to be Jamie Dwyer. Like how much skill he had, and like the way he could just pass the ball, and like how hard he'd work on the field. His work rate was so big, and like how much of a sportsman he would be, you know, so respectful on the field. And yeah, so yeah, when I get older, I would like to be an athlete like Jamie Dwyer, and how good he was, and his sportsmanship, and how hard he worked, and I just want to give it my all. I train hard on all my trainings, try my best, I give it my all, and I like to try to be a good sport on the field. My local hockey hero would probably have to be Daniel Cox, because he's so quick, and the way he can move the ball from left to right, and so fast, and he works really hard, and he can drag flick pretty well. It's good that we have like the really good players down here local that are like good role models and heroes for like people my age and stuff, because we really look up to them and strive to be like them, and you know, whatever they do on the field, we do, I guess. So what I want to accomplish in the next 5 years would be making under 13s again next year, under 12s this year, and then making under 15s and 16 schoolboys. And then it'd be pretty good to get into under 16 Australian team. That'd be probably my biggest goal for the next 5 years. Well, my coaches have helped a lot. Like I've had Steve Button, which is the current Premier League men's coach for Adelaide. I had him for under 11s, and I've always been around his boys' age groups in state teams and club teams. And he's always there to supporting me and giving me feedback, and that's really helped. Well, yeah, it's important for the team to get along really well in our team, because especially now that we're just a really new team in under 14s, if we can get along really well, we'll end up passing and, you know, working as a team really well on the field and off the field. I love hockey because I have so much fun on it, and at the moment, other than school, half my life is hockey, and that's what I love doing. And I know I have to get a career in something else as well, but hockey, I just love my hockey. Whatever I do, if it's hockey, I'm enjoying myself.
And welcome back to the State Hockey Centre here at Jeps Cross. We've just been watching the Tom Wycherley video along with you, and the young man is chock full of skill. And we were talking before as well about, you know, we hope to see Mickey Spano in the 2020 Olympics, and we were talking to that young man. He could be playing in the 2032 Olympics, which is scary numbers. We expect them all to be in flying cars by that point, obviously. But 2032 Olympics, he'll be there and probably captaining Australia, we would hope, fingers crossed for the young man. But we are hearing that there was a lot of activity on that. So thank you for watching that one and joining in with us. And we'll take a very short break, and we'll join you again for the second half very, very shortly.
See Premier League hockey in real time.
In real time.
In real time.
Good receive there by Simon Weld.
And in front of the goal mouth,
Every goal.
Every goal. Every goal.
the ball penetrating run, open circle, 1-2 play.
Every save.
Every save.
James Minton has the opportunity. Great save.
Get straight into the circle, off a stick, and well saved by Amy Hammond.
Every tackle.
Every tackle.
Gets the attack into the circle. Nice tackle there.
Live.
Right here on Hockey SA.
Right here on Hockey SA.
Runs with pace. To battery 2. Looks for a quick shot off the back post.
Net 25 here.
Get around it.
Get around it. Get around it.
And welcome back to Jeps Cross, the State Hockey Centre. We see the Seacliff girls getting their orders from Matt Morton. They soaked up a lot of pressure. If you talk us through how Adelaide Uni looked in that first half.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of midfield scramble, but overall you would have to say that Uni won the midfield battle and put the Seacliff defence under a lot of pressure with 21 circle entries to 6. 6 shots on goal for Uni, 1 corner and 1 goal from Talia Ferguson that we saw. So certainly I wouldn't think, we didn't see any alarm from the bench with Matt Morton and the girls down there, but they will definitely have talked about how they can get more ball flowing through to their dangerous striker line.
Well, there's 35 minutes left in this game, and it's plenty of time for Seacliff to get themselves back in it. Ferguson scored a goal and probably saved the goal. It's been on a Christmas card from Penny Redmond, I think, this year. And we are underway. So we'll want to see, Matt Norton will want to see Seacliff just lift that tempo. Seemed a little bit stuck for ideas and couldn't get out of their own half, but certainly started a lot better this time. And they'll get a free hit just outside. Just play to herself and turns her inside out, and they do get that circle entry, but Adelaide University will come away from defence. But now we see Seacliff starting to put that high pressure on and keeping them in there and not allowing them out. Adelaide Uni on the break now and see whether they can do anything with it, and they manage to get inside to Holland Smith, and Holland Smith will go on that back 6 side. Lobbed it over, no one following in though.
It's been a feature of the Adelaide Uni teams over the last few years, that hard running midfield, a pacey style of hockey that they play, and they've got some real counter-attacking flair about them.
Well, Holland Smith's work on that reverse stick is very, very good, but here Seacliff have managed to get all the way through, get to the baseline and turn inside, and anywhere will do for Adelaide Uni at that point.
Yeah, good defensive position from the second in the tackle there by Uni.
Seacliff, that's a good ball round the corner, and they have got in there and work into that baseline again. No one will go out for a long corner. Better start to the second half from Seacliff. Bourne will send it across. Still out there, and they'll throw it into the middle, and it's bouncing around in there. And it'll go for another long corner. Katie Pisani deciding that she's going to speed things up. Doesn't want to waste any time.
Yeah, so whatever Matt said to the girls has worked at half time.
Certainly has. DeBro will find somebody out on that right hand side, but centering pass unfortunately is cut out by a University player. Uni will just throw it forward, and Lucy Holland Smith will give chase. Seacliff streaming back numbers, and again they've managed to get the numbers back. Big swing and a miss. A free hit to Adelaide, to Seacliff, sorry. Good half time, David. We've turned around. There's that overhead flick again. Gomez again will look to get a circle entry. That comes off a Adelaide stick, so it'll be another long corner.
So Uni have got the best defence in the comp this year in terms of goals conceded. So it'll be interesting, and I think we've seen it already, how they've used their experience to soak up this pressure and just be calm under pressure, and make good decisions on the ball, which is hard to do when you're under pressure, but they've done a good job of it so far.
Goal is always going to come, and again Seacliff happy to go back to start from the back. Holland Smith to Holland Smith, and she sets off down that left-hand wing, surrounded by Seacliff players, but manages to find Hunt on the inside, and then we'll ship that one on to Logan, and Logan will just fire it at goal and hope that there can be a deflection in the front, and they've got something there. Now it's pulled back, and again Redmond is forced into making a save, but Holland Smith is still there. Holland Smith with that work on the reverse kick, lifts it high into the net, and Adelaide University go 2 goals in front, and that was against the run of play this time. So Kate Holland Smith on that reverse stick, she's looked threatening on it a couple of times, and Redmond did well, and unfortunately the clearance just goes straight there and don't clear across the face of your own goal. Holland Smith makes it 2.
Yeah, another good counter-attacking effort from Uni there.
That's against the run of play for the way that this second half has started.
And you can hear Barry down on the sideline really willing the girls to get up and keep that pressure on the ball, and as they do that, the turnover is forced. So good teams tend to be very good pressing teams, and as you know, I learned from Tim White, you know, one of Charlesworth's things is always make the opposition feel uncomfortable when they've got the ball.
Katie Pisani will look to find a forward ball. Cooper was thereabouts, and she'll look to corral her into the corner, and there'll be another long corner. Cooper's played very well at the back. It's been solid at the back. Cooper and Hunt have stopped most things that have come their way. And just flicks up off the top of the stick, and it's nearly broken very well for Seacliff, and it was fired across the front of the goal, but nobody could get a stick on it, and it's gone out for a 16-yard hit.
Already this half, Seacliff more circle entries and more shots on goal than they had in the first half, so they've started the half really well.
It's interesting, we talked about the fact that we're in this point of the year now where the depth of your hockey club is tested with the AHL coming up, and the various state programs are there and thereabouts. Obviously the weather starts to take an influence on people, and people get ill and injured, and muscle stretches and strains, and it will really test your club. But what's been impressive about Adelaide University tonight has been that in the first half they played very high pressure hockey, and this half they've had to play counter-attacking hockey, and they've scored in both halves, so the variation in their play is a big plus.
It'll be interesting to see how long Matt lets this go before he changes things up. You know, you look for him to maybe bring in Ash Morrison or a Katie Pisani back through the midfield just to try and get a little bit more dominance there.
That corner's enough, and that's a nice turn. 3D skills, but again, Laura Cooper shuts the door. It's been very, very strong, Cooper, down in this right back position. Seacliff again and managing to keep that pressure, and that one's fired across the front and will go wide. Erin Johnson's had a little bit of work to do. She made her son's debut in 2016, the goalkeeper for Adelaide. She can deadlift her own body weight.
She's an impressive girl and an impressive keeper.
I don't think I could deadlift my own body weight. Brought under control in there, it's still bouncing around. University will be able to come away and just go down the line. Hill will get a head up. Not many options in front of her, but she's found one in Ferguson. Ferguson will turn inside, and it's all a bit scrappy, but it nearly worked out for University. Bourne picks a pass into the midfield, but again, it's just bouncing around out there, and just wanted to get rid of it. Logan will find Hunt, and Hunt just fires it forward, but there's no one there. See Talia Ferguson, the goal scorer for the first goal. Good pressure from Adelaide Uni. Pisani versus Spano. Pisani gets the whistle, fires it forward, but it's gone all the way. But again, Cooper had it covered, you would think. Have a look at the crowd who is braving the cold out here. It's a very, very cool and crisp night.
I think they'd be enjoying the hockey here, though. You know, it's quite captivating, and you just get that feeling that, you know, one goal either way now will swing this game, won't it? You know, if it's Uni that get it, then it really sort of, you know, it's going to be hard to peg 3 goals back, but you just kind of get a feeling that Seacliff are threatening now.
They've got to be aware and not be overly susceptible on the break. These people who are here being kept warm by the wonderful staff at the Pines. Pines who keep me fed and watered every Friday night. The Pines Cafe. Best hot chips in South Australia. Bourne has done well, and she'll get the free hit for her hard work.
Go to that player when they come back.
Get another circle entry, and again they managed to pull it back, but again Cooper says no. Well, we have a short corner. I think that's Seacliff's first short corner of the game. It's only the second short corner of the game. Both teams have been very, very disciplined in and around the circle. It's the first chance to see Seacliff have a go, see whether they can peg one back. Still plenty of time to go in this one.
Yeah, well set up by Meg Bourne, pushing ahead there. She's trying her heart out at the moment, and then Annie Buzzico showing her quality to get inside the circle and find a foot.
So Annie Buzzico will be the injector. Double battery from Seacliff. 3-1 defensive formation from Uni. Good push in, and here's the hit. Gun runner, which is Janelle Pisani.
It was a courageous run that from Janelle.
Just discards the face mask over on that left-hand side. It's a very, very good injection from Buzzico. That's a good challenge from Ferguson.
The game feels like it's just gone up a notch in this last few minutes.
Has, and you would suggest that Seacliff need to get a goal sooner rather than later to really put pressure on the end of this game. Seacliff will go out to that right-hand side. She's got caught underneath her a little bit. Meg Bourne is really trying her hard up. She's really doing everything she can to lift this Seacliff side. Played down the wing, but Janelle Pisani is there again. Seacliff managed to manufacture a free hit down in that corner, and they can again keep this pressure on. Pressure definitely has been in the favour of Seacliff in the second half.
Oh, very much so.
And it's fired in, but touches nobody, and will be a 16-yard hit. Erin Johnson in absolutely no rush to get that one out. Probably a little bit early for clock management, but Cooper has been impressive at the back.
You just get the sense the Port Adelaide girls will be home tonight enjoying watching this game. You know, two teams that you know, they're competing with at the top of the table, and I guess getting to see them both playing under this level of pressure, yeah, the Port girls would probably be enjoying that.
Well, we've talked about technology. We talked about it with you in the last game, and the amount of work that you're doing. Saw you with your iPad out. If you haven't seen the Live, Love, Play Hockey video, go and find it on the Hockey SA webpage, and you'll get to see Darren and the wonderful gizmos and gadgets that he's using to collect his stats. And you were using a drone. So, creative director of Spacequake is just next to me, and we'll have a drone at some point in the future, I'm sure. Gives an idea of the shape that play, and gives you angles that, you know, recently you've never been able to find and pick, and
That's right. So yeah, John Schultz brought his drone out, and we had a bit of a play with it out here, and got some great footage. But yeah, it's useful in that you get to see different angles of play.
Looks like they're going to manage to get out of here eventually. Playing advantage, and none was coming, so they'll get the free hit there. When you say play, you mean doing important hockey work.
Absolutely.
Spano will look down the line and she'll find Logan. Logan will fire it into the circle, but Seacliff will manage to come away. And they'll get the free hit. Really need to get something for the pressure they've had in this second half. Just too far in front of Megbourne.
Yeah, just under 20 minutes to go now, and you're right, they need some reward for the, I guess, for the advantage that they've had in terms of general play.
And just so they can mount a finish. Just try and get that one goal back, but Hunt almost found a ball into the circle, but Seacliff again can come out. Janelle Pisani is back there cleaning up. Tried to clear, but cut out. So it'll be a University free hit just outside the 25.
Let's go at this front line, Jim. Next line movement.
They're in no rush to do anything at the moment. Adelaide University, there's still around 20 minutes to play, so that one is fired forward, but cut out by Tarpe. Ferguson down in this right-hand side will work towards the byline, but that's cut out. Ferguson putting a huge amount of pressure on down there, and eventually Seacliff are rewarded with the free hit.
Yeah, both teams, with experienced players, very strong on the ball, and we've seen a lot of strong contests tonight between both players of both teams. So, yeah, you can tell that they're both really out there fighting for victories. A lot of good desperation.
Another free hit to Seacliff, though.
You can see Team Pisani firing up on the...
They certainly are.
They're right, Nelly has fired up and had some good impactful moments in this second half. Using her pace and her reach.
Self-played in a short corner. She didn't live with the 5, so Seacliff will have a second short corner. And I think Janelle Pisani's got a fair old water going in her face mask. She threw it away all the way over there on the far side. So I'll see whether Seacliff do anything different. So which one of the Pisanis is Nelly?
Janelle Pisani. The one
Oh, of
who's
course,
just
Janelle. No, that makes sense. Time is off because she now needs to do some running repairs.
So we've got both two good hitting options at the top of the circle here. Options all around the circle, really. You see Katie Pisani over on the right, Emma DeBro on the left.
It's a good trap and a little bit of variation, a little bit of a 1-2, but University have done well again, and Janelle Pisani again. No nonsense. And you are looking at her get rid of that mask. She could go to the Olympics for the discus. Colin Smith will turn that over. That's a lovely little knock back and go. She'll drag it across the middle, and it's still bouncing around. It's still there, and Ferguson looking for number 2. Couldn't finish it off, unfortunately, and Annie Buzico will look to release. Hunt again is working as a stopper in front of that back three. She'll find Ferguson out on that left-hand side. Ferguson will get her head up and fire it towards Lee. Started to open up this game, and it's going. Katie Pisani will turn inside. Almost had a meeting of the Pisanis. There's an extra player here if they could find her, and unfortunately they couldn't.
Great intent by Katie Pisani. You know, she's one of those players that when she wants to go for the ball, there's very few players that can stop her from getting it. So a terrific striker and competitor.
Kerry Dodd saying she's cheering on from Falls Creek, watching the snowfall. That's how cold it is. I don't know where that is. I'm going to guess Victoria somewhere or New South Wales.
G'day Kerry, hope you're enjoying the snow.
Are you Fuzznut?
I don't think I'm Fuzznut.
If that's also Janelle Pisani, she's got about 16 different nicknames I've seen come through tonight. As you see, Talia Tarpe throw that ball backwards. 15.
Yeah, young girl Talia Tate. And
it's Tate, not Tarpe, I apologise. Again, Janelle Pisani shuts the door. Katie is Fuzznut, Janelle is Greyhound. So that one is fired in, and Fuzznut couldn't get a stick on it. Will it be a long corner though? Must have been a deflection by a university player. So that one could come back. There is an outlet pass on that right hand side. She disguised that though, and it's managed to go through, but that will go for another long corner. So this repeated pressure, they must make this pay over the next couple of minutes, you would think, otherwise it's going to be a big ask.
Seacliff really pushing high up on the pitch here, and they will just need to be careful that, you know, on the turnover they don't get caught by the pacey uni team by having their defensive half.
As we talk about that, Georgia Lay gets on her bike and she's managed to get in front of the ball, and she'll take on tape. One-handed they'll come across. Logan looked to get the overlap through, but Seacliff have managed to cut it out, but they've turned it over again. That will go harmlessly behind.
So yeah, both teams will need to make sure that they're mindful of having counter control, we call it. That, you know, that when they're pushing up into attack, that they've still got a good balanced defence to hold off these counter-attacking threats.
Seacliff have to start chasing this game now, and they will leave themselves susceptible at the back. They do have a little bit of cushion between them and Adelaide, but they won't want to drop too many points. Spano being chased down by Katie Pisani. That one gets all the way through, and it's one-on-one with the keeper, and again Redmond shuts the door.
Momentum just shifting a little bit now. Seacliff have had the best of the first half, but it's just starting to swing back the other way.
Seacliff again will work down that right-hand side, but there's large number of black and white shirts back there, but again Seacliff will get another long corner, and they'll look for another circle entry.
Matt and the girls will probably have a plan that they've talked about before the game for how they're going to chase a win if they're down, and it's a good opportunity now, again, as we get into the second half of the year, to start working on your strategies for the finals about how would you chase down a win if you needed to get goals late in the game.
That one is turned over very, very high by Seacliff, and they'll get a free hit. And there's the play on. There is one more out there. That's a good ball, and she'll get a head up and try and throw that across. Very, very high stick in there. It's just a free hit though. come back to Emma DeBro, and she'll come all the way back to take. Back to DeBro. She'll get her head up early. Just cannot get it past. I think that's Holland Smith. Lucy Holland Smith turns her inside out, and she'll get her head up now. She's got Leah going ahead of her. She'll just play that inside to her sister, almost telepathically. She will wake to that dead ball line, and again Redmond is called into action. Almost caught in possession, but finally manages to get rid of it. Had a couple of bites at it, but finally managed it. Katie Pisani versus...
Maddie Spano.
It is Maddie Spano. Sorry, I got stuck with Nikki Spano in my head then. The older sister of Nikki. Tape will go to the back, and Seacliff now desperately need to do something as we are inside the last 10 minutes now. Good ball down the line, and Seacliff again will start to work on that right hand side and look for a circle entry. That one goes dead and will be a 16-yard hit.
Great composure from some of the young kids. Talia, we saw Talia tape there. You know, the pressure's really on, and you know they're making good decisions and looking after the ball, and it's really great to see the young kids playing such strong hockey.
Finding that balance between chasing the game and leaving yourself open as well. So
yeah, we could be in for an exciting last 10 minutes. I think the game, you know, has the potential to really open up.
Fired forward unsuccessfully in circle entry, but one is shut down by Jemina Dawes, club president of the Adelaide University Hockey Club. Holland Smith does well, and she's beaten one, and it looks like she's going to beat another one, and she's got Georgie Lay right in the front. There's that horrible bouncing pass, but managed to get it under control. Good 3D skills from Seacliff defender. Just couldn't find a way through to Leah. Almost been, she looks like she's been given that job of when they turn possession over to get on a bike and get forward. Finds its way forward, and that's good follow-up from
Anastasia Tomio.
Yeah, and again Seacliff can get in there and find that circle entry, and it's good work in there, and that's gone across, and it's gone out for a long corner, and again Laura Cooper shuts the door. She's been outstanding out back there today. That one is fired and deflected and go for a long corner, and came off the stick of Jemina Dawes. And again, Seacliff can look for a circle entry. That's a lovely little slide pass through, and just couldn't make anything happen. Inside 10 minutes, and now I think you'll start to see Adelaide University slow down when they go and collect the ball for 16-yard hit-outs.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be looking to speed the game up. They're under a fair bit of pressure at the moment.
They'll play at their own pace, but I think when they get a chance to go and take their time, and that one will go all the way through. See what she was thinking. Unfortunately, it was a little bit too straight. There will be a 16-yard hit, and University can go and set up that high pressure. Sivic has looked like he's dressed for the weather. Woolen jumper on and his beanie. Picture of sartorial elegance.
Always one of the best dressed coaches, Baz.
Katie Pisani knocks it up in the air and then loses it. That's fired. That's a good stop by Seacliff and
young Emma DeBro.
I think it was Emma DeBro. Very good control. Number 27, it is Emma DeBro. That Ball manages to find its way in again, but Leah couldn't get it under control, and Seacliff can come out. She's got Pisani out to her left if she can find her. They've decided to go to the other side, and then Pisani will get on her bike, but again it's been shut down. Maddie Spanner managed to get in the way and knock that away. It's fired down the line, and Maddie Spanner again manages to get a stick on it and allow Uni to give them the chance to set up.
Both teams still rolling the rotations, but they'll definitely be looking to have their key players out on the pitch at this time.
That one just loops over the top, and Abby Ford will look out to that right-hand side. Come back into the captain, and she'll fire at a goal, and Katie Pisani wasn't a million miles away from getting a deflection on that one.
Yeah, she's getting into some good areas, Katie, and they're starting to get a lot of ball in through the circle, so looks like it's only a matter of time before she gets onto one.
Now this 16-yard hit. They've asked a lot of Georgia Lee over on, she's played that high striker role. They've given her a lot of running to do, and she's doing it willingly. Seacliff again will come away, and that's a lovely turn. She's still going. She's beaten hundreds of them, it seems. I'll look out to that right-hand side. Another free hit. Janelle Pisani is boisterous in those challenges at times. Signalled another long corner, so
quite a dominant second half by Seacliff. They just haven't really been able to convert those opportunities. A couple of corners that they've had.
So that one will go wide. Bev Donaldson is asking whether Lauren is playing. I don't know whether she's talking about Lauren Moss, I'm assuming, and we don't have one listed. There's nobody listed on the team sheet, so. And now there is some definite clock management going on from Adelaide, which is fair enough. Let's fire forward and just couldn't get the control. I think Winnie Hill got the message as she sprinted after that ball as it went out. Uni are off and running again, but they've turned that over. Seacliff will find Katie Pisani, who's Katie Pisani's probably run a marathon tonight. Come up to 2 minutes to play. It was just fired across to the far side. There will be Lauren Moss, and she's playing M1s tomorrow for one of these two teams. I'm not sure which one, but good luck, Lauren, if you are watching.
I think she might actually play for the Adelaide Hockey Club.
Seacliff will go all the way back as we come into the final 2 minutes. And they deserve a goal for the pressure that they put on in this second half. Maddie Spano again cuts it out and knocked it away. Got away with it, I think, but she definitely knocked that ball away. Seacliff will throw that one across, and there's that bouncing ball, and again, Katie Pisani has had chance after chance after chance. It just hasn't fallen for her tonight. She has worked hard all night.
Yeah, she's still bouncing around and giving it everything she's got, though.
Another free hit to Seacliff, and Bourne will go early. Frank Tamayo in the middle, but Ferguson nearly turned it over. Seacliff can go again. Again, Maddie Spanner, who's going into the second half and has worked as a buffer in front of the back three, I think they're playing. So that one will go all the way through.
And again, we've seen it, I spoke before uni with that the tightest defence of the comp this year, haven't conceded a goal tonight, which it's been a great effort by them.
It's not to say that they haven't been put under a huge amount of pressure in the second half, as Holland Smith will find herself on that reverse stick again. Redmond manages to get it, and Lie tried to pull it into that far corner and it's just gone wide, and that will be a 16-yard hit. You see the replay, and Holland Smith, and both the Holland Smith ladies have played very well, and Lie were very, very close to that. Logan will look for an inside pass. Surrounded, there's another free hit just outside. And that will do us for the night, and Adelaide University will, at least for tonight, go top of the table with Port Adelaide to play tomorrow. But tonight they will sit on top of the Women's Premier League. Deservedly so after the game we've seen tonight. Seacliff raised their game in that second half and really looked to pressure them, but talked about how good defensively Adelaide University have been this year. And your thoughts on that game in the second half and where we go the rest of the season for these two?
Yeah, I think for both of them, you saw in the first and the second half, we only saw 3 corners all night, and given that we had, nearly 60 circle entries, I think both coaches will be, looking to increase the yield of outcomes in the circle.
Well, thank you very much for joining us in this penultimate PL Friday for 2017. Don't worry about it too much, and Janelle Pisani gets a yellow card after the final siren. I think she was a little bit too vociferous with her conversations, but the penultimate one, don't worry though, we have the Suns and the Hot Shots playing on Wednesday. Join us for that one. And then our final PL Friday next week. But we will be back for the finals. We'll do all the finals. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. This broadcast brought to you by Hockey SA and powered by Spacequake Sports.